Hi, this is Sean, VE1XOP, and we're going to talk to you today about a program called EchoLink. Now, you can get EchoLink online through this website, which is echolink.org. In order to get the software, you need to go through an authentication process. So go to the website, echolink.org, click on Download, or take a tour, learn a bit about the software. It's fairly easy to use. And there's a bit of a process to actually have it work on your computer. So I'm going to go through the process of installing it, say, for the first time, sort of to show you what I did in order for it to work. And it may be different for yourself, but again. So you end up with a file that looks like this. And I'm going to install it. Here we go. Configuring. Next. Accept. There is no extra pieces of software that's installed, thank God. Find that some installations include various pieces of software that I don't need. Something to do with a browser or taxes or something. And we just install. And it creates a little shortcut on your desktop that looks like this. Click on this to launch it. And welcome to EchoLink. This is a little wizard that's going to help me get it all set up. I'm a computer user. Or you can use this, but this is more advanced, and we're just going to go through the process of actually just using it for the purpose of communicating as a user. So do you have dial-up or DSL? Maybe some of you still have dial-up. Well, and probably the majority have DSL and up. So I chose that one. Do next. Put in my call sign, VE1XOP. There's a password that was created when you set up the account. Sean. My location is, we'll go with Nova Scotia. Email address, ve1xop@gmail.com. Looks pretty simple. Next. I'm in North America. You choose the appropriate location that matches your call sign. I'm in North America East. You could be in the West. You could be in the South. You could be somewhere else in the world. Next. Firewall tests. This is so crucial. This is the biggest issue I find from some people that call me up and say, hey, you know what? I got that software you talked about, and I just can't get it to work. So let's do a firewall test and see how we're set up here. I got a pass right across. Yeah, I'm using Windows XP, don't laugh, but it runs great for a lot of the legacy ham radio software. Mine passed. Yours may not. If yours does not pass, then you have to make sure that you read through the message that it will provide you on how to make it pass, and it's basically will indicate to you which ports you may need to be used. As you can see here, 5198, 5199, 5198, 5199. It repeats itself. It's all tested, firewall test. So there's two ports that are involved. So it seems like it's all good. 5200. Again, mine's a pass. So you'll have to log into your router. That's another step. If you bring up the command prompt and type in the word ipconfig, you can at least determine what the IP address, say, of your machine is. Mine is IP address 192.168.2.14. The default gateway in my case is 192.168.2.1. If this is above your head and you're just not understanding this whatsoever, feel free to ask. You can drop me an email, ve1xop@gmail.com. This is a very easy process. Doesn't matter which system you're running. There is a way for you to discover what your IP address of your particular machine is, and then in turn you need to access your router and enable the settings. Let's just take a look here. So you log into your router. Oh, go back. Oops. It's probably a step. That's usually I don't remember this password, but we'll go through the process anyways. I apologize for taking so long on this one. So we log into the router. In my case, I'm using Bell Alliant here in Nova Scotia. Wait patiently. Go to Firewall. And you would either access, I DMZ'd my whole computer for various reasons. I just basically said, you know what? Open all ports, make this machine wide open. Again, I don't recommend it to everybody, but it's the quick way for me. But I also run other applications on this particular machine. So you'll have to open up ports for this particular software to work. Again, it's not that hard of a process. Don't get too confused by what I'm showing you. It's pretty simple once you get through it, and you should be good to go. So we press close, and I go next, and it is complete. If you want to read through the tips, you can. We're going to close that. And this is basically what the software looks like. And I was assuming that I could make it just a little larger. And I believe I can. I'm just going to fill the screen with this particular piece of software so you can actually see what it looks like and what it can do. Welcome to EchoLink. Free piece of software that enables you to connect to real live repeaters in various parts of the world. Shows here there's 6,013 stations. 13% are busy. This is index view. This is explorer view. Oh, look at this. Africa, Asia, Europe, North America. It breaks it even down even better. Canada, as an example. And I can basically scroll through here. And this is a person. This is an actual person that is on VA3 RVM as an example. These are all the various ham operators that are on here. VE1WHO. There I am, VE1XOP. And some of these are links and some of them are repeaters. I'll get into that in a second, how you identify all of this. So you saw how I installed it. There's a bit of a configuration with your router. We're going to go through the process of actually checking out some of the menu items on this. Now you have to bear in mind, I'm running Windows XP, so your look and feel may be a little bit different. Yes, it's 2016 coming into 2017. I'm still running Windows XP. This is a legit copy of Windows XP I use for a lot of legacy type software. It's very reliable. I have no complaints, and it's quick. It's faster than the newest Windows 10. Let's move along and take a look at the software. So you have the ability to set up a print process, so if you want to print items off. I'm just going to leave that as the profile. I'm not going to play with that. I guess in the event that if you had multiple call signs. You can connect to the test server. You're looking for a particular station or location. We'll type in Boston. Is there something in Boston? Someone? Anyone? Oh, well, look at that. I type in Boston. It just goes through the list. So this is not all in Boston. You have to see where it is right here. See? So what's happening? So what? Looks like a total of 3 roughly. So I got a repeater in Boston, KB1BEM. That's a repeater, identified by these 2 gear icons. Another repeater, W1NIG, in Boston. And we've got a link. This is what someone has set up as a node. And we're back again to the repeaters. So this is a quick way if you're looking for, say, a city, and you want to see if the city that you're in. Now let's go back to this. You don't need a radio for this particular type of software. All you need is an internet connection, a computer, or you can get this also on Apple iOS or Android. So the beauty is, what is what? Some people say this is not ham radio. Well, put it this way. For someone who is in a location where they're not able to access, say, a traditional ham radio setup, they have restrictions. They're in a condominium area, can't put up an antenna. For whatever reason, they just can't do it. Maybe they can't afford to buy the radio. Whatever the case is, You end up getting this piece of software. You're a legit ham operator, and you can actually connect with various repeaters and people around the world. So you could have your friend wherever they are on the planet with the same software, and you can actually connect through here like you would say with Skype, as an example. Or let's say you went on vacation, you brought your tablet with you, you have your cell phone with you, and you're saying to yourself, I'm in Boston. Is there a repeater I can use in Boston? I'm sitting in the hotel room. My handy-talkie is dead, as an example, or I forgot to bring it with me, or I just don't have one. You could connect to the local repeater in Boston, ask for information. Very handy. Type in a call, VE7. So then this, I guess, will just bring me down the list of all the VE7s. As an example, you'll see all the different locations. Either it's a link or it's a repeater. So that's the find option. You've got it here. And we also had it here. Now you also have info. That's I press that, and it's just basically telling me, because I'm highlighted on this one here, tells me the IP address, gives me a bit of information. Not much information to write home about, but gives you some information. And you can refresh the list, and that will basically allow for a refresh of maybe any extra stations that may have come on in the last bit. You can set up alarms. You say you have a friend, or there's a particular link or a repeater. You want to be notified of certain things taking place, so you can basically add an alarm. Very simple to use. So this is found under the Tools section. List me as busy. So you're just busy. You just can basically have this on. You can use it, but you don't want to be contacted because people could connect to you. The setup, that goes right back into what we did, the initial setup. So all my information is here. I never come in here and play with stuff. I never play with the servers. If you need to go through proxy, you can. I never play with this. The audio, in this case here, system default. We can do a test. I'll do a test because again, this is the first time I'll just go through the process like as if it's the first time that I'm hooking it up, and we'll see how this works. Open full duplex, calibrate. You can do recordings if you want, and you can play with the performance if you're finding that your audio or connection's not that great. It's fairly simple to use, and that was found again in Tools. Preferences. You can have it update automatically every 300 seconds. A lot of the stuff I just leave as default. There's really nothing here. Again, you can go through this whole process. If there's certain items that you do not want to accept, or maybe certain countries that you don't want to connect to you, because when you're on here, like when I show myself, and I'm going to go find myself now. It's very simple. So VE1XOP, where am I on this big list? There I am. So anybody else who has a software, they're going to see that I'm there, and they're going to go, oh, look, guy's in Nova Scotia. I can actually talk to him. So if they want to connect to me, I can deny certain countries if I chose to. It's up to you. I don't. But again, there is the option. And you can change the font. Again, this will only take place when you restart it. Connection status will show you when I'm connected. It will basically give you a connection status of how good your connection is. And you have a help area. And if you need support, you contact EchoLink website directly. Got a little bit about. You can go to the website, check it out. Very impressive piece of software. And what we'll do is we'll take a look on the test server. So we're connecting to the test server, and we'll see how this works out.
Welcome to the EchoLink test server. This server records your transmissions and plays them back to help you adjust your transmitted and received audio. Please feel free to connect as often as you like.
So there you have it. Hopefully you heard that. That was basically the test server. And it allows me to test my audio to see how it sounds. So this is a great way to confirm before you get on there that basically if your audio is not connected properly, at least you're not keying up repeaters with dead audio. So I hit the space bar in my case, and it should, there we are. So I basically am talking and I'm testing. And it looks like I got the audio going. So this is VE1XOP test. Sean here in Nova Scotia, Canada, talking at a usual voice level. Let's see how this works. And I hit my space bar again, and hopefully it comes back with the recording.
And I'm testing. And it looks like I got the audio going. So this is VE1XOP test. Sean here in Nova Scotia, Canada, talking at a usual voice level. Let's see how this works. And I hit my space bar.
And there you go. And if that came across to you, then it pretty well serves the purpose that I am pretty well ready to go. So before getting on here and start clicking everywhere, you have to identify a lot of things. Take notice. Conferences, and how many people are in these conferences. Basically, these could be like Amigos de Brazil. 23 out of 200 are allowed in there. You may not speak Spanish, as an example. So I don't traditionally go to the conference area, but again, if you want to, you can. Just be cautious and respectful to the fact that there may be a language barrier. Links, very helpful. Again, take a look at the location, geographics. If you're not too sure, you can also go to index view. You can play a lot with almost like working with an Excel spreadsheet, or back to Explorer view. And if you're saying, you know what, all I want is Canada. So there we have it. This is Canada. You are going to get used to the fact that the chain link is links. The two gears are repeaters. So you want to work a repeater in Toronto? There's a repeater in Toronto. If you are looking for a repeater in VE7, it basically is British Columbia, you can choose a repeater in British Columbia. Just to let you know that the repeaters in British Columbia that are on the island are all linked together. So if you go on one, you're pretty well going to be on all of them, just to let you know. You may not have known that or not, but that's the case. Along with here in Nova Scotia, let's just see if there is a repeater that's in Cape Breton, which there is. So VE1CR, which is in Sydney, Nova Scotia, is tied into a series of other repeaters within Cape Breton. So it covers a very large area. So you pretty well can talk throughout all of Cape Breton on, say, this one repeater. So if there were other repeaters here in the Cape Breton, I'm not familiar with every one of these repeaters, but knowing Annie Ganesh, this is a person. Looking through here, this is New Brunswick. And this is Annie Ganesh. This is a link. That's a node that was set up. VE1HAR, that's a repeater. So it looks like that this one here is the only repeater that basically is in Cape Breton, and this one will tie you into all of Cape Breton. So if you have a friend that's in Cape Breton and they're hitting one of the repeaters, it's a very good chance that you'll be able to work them through this repeater. So I mean, what would happen if I double clicked on this? I would then connect to this particular repeater, and in turn I would be live over a real ham radio connection through my computer. Does that make sense? So you're working everything from your computer and you're connecting to, say, a repeater in Sydney, Nova Scotia. That's how interesting this is. And this is just for Canada. So we can go to the Barbados, and this is a repeater in the Barbados. It's 8P6AW. You can go on the internet, you can Google it, take a look at it. You have one in Antigua. So that covers North America. You can go into Europe, and again, if you speak in some cases they may not speak English, so you may not get results. I'm just sharing that with you as from experience. In the United Kingdom, we have 155 stations that are connected. And if you're in the United Kingdom and you're saying, this is a lot to look through, so use Find. The little binoculars. And let's say you're in London. I'm in London and I would like the repeater in London. And this is a repeater in London, UK. Yes, it's 2 gears. We found this is a link, so this is someone has set this up. And In turn, we have an actual person. So in theory, I mean, nothing stops you from connecting to M3 HMT as an example. He's in London, and that's the only person that seems to be in London. No, yeah, that's the only one. We just cycled back through. So if you wanted to talk to someone directly, assuming that this person, him or her, is going to be at that computer, and if they're available to talk, that's great. If not, then they just won't answer you, right? So this is EchoLink, and that's as hard as it gets. Now, one last item. Down here. Yes, over here. If we were connected, say to a person, we could actually type text in here. And in turn, they would see it on their end. So you could actually type, hello, how are you, as an example. And you go over here and you press send, and it sends it over. And they could be talking, or you can be in conference and you want to chat at the same time. So this is EchoLink. It's a free piece of software, very simple to use. Yes, there is a process to get this to work. Number one, you have to be a licensed amateur operator in order to use this particular software. You need to provide authentication by providing your actual copy of your license to the EchoLink group. I'm assuming it's one person, I'm not too sure, but my process was I had to fax over a copy, and in turn I got confirmation, and in turn I was then able to download the software, and here I am. And you can do the same thing. And like I said, you can run this on pretty much your Windows platform. And if we go back to the actual website just to take a look, we'll just close up some of these emails and advanced settings and all this good stuff. If we take a tour, if you actually take a look through the site, lots of valuable information. Very well articulated, very simple to follow. It's not very hard to use, and again, it's available in multiple languages. If you're looking to set it up as in CSOP mode, there is some help with that. Again, I have not set that up. I've only used it as a user. Routers and firewalls, we talked about that earlier. So it gives a lot of information, however, as a port forward, as an example.com. There's different ways on doing this, and they've explained it very well. And again, I'm running Windows XP. So you got Windows XP, you got Windows 7, you got Windows 8. Hopefully you've probably upgraded to 10. Who knows? You have a very good chance of using this. They do have a support section in here, and I have no problem with running this particular software. So I give hats off to the creators of EchoLink. I think it works great. And just make sure you go through the authentication process and read through it and understand it and why you have to do it. And that's pretty well it. So in all, I appreciate you watching this video. Hope to catch you on EchoLink. Hope it was informative enough if you haven't used EchoLink before. Again, it's pretty simple to use. Hopefully going through this bit of a process will make it easier for you. Yes, you can actually do the recordings up here, and then you can play it back if you want to. It's not for the purpose of doing the recordings and then maliciously placing them online. I recommend if it's for yourself, keep it as that. Be professional. Make sure you ask the other person potentially if you plan on using it publicly. I mean, I think that would be very, very ideal. So I appreciate you watching the video. Please subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to ask, and we'll catch you in the next video. 73s from VE1XOP here in Nova Scotia, Canada. Bye-bye.